Hey guys, Deborah here. My last video was a bit of a downer because it was talking about destruction and coming judgment, and so I thought this one would be more uplifting and interesting and just more cheerful. So it's really cool because it says, Bible breakthrough, how nails used to crucify Jesus were discovered in Jerusalem tomb. And this was written on November 6th. It says, an investigator may have uncovered the nails used to crucify Jesus Christ on the cross after they disappeared from a Jerusalem tomb 30 years ago, a documentary claimed. And so they were found 30 years ago, but then they went missing. And then just now they're rediscovered. So it says, in November 1990, archaeologists found a burial cave in South Jerusalem containing 12 bone boxes, two of which featured the inscription Caiaphas, the name given to the Jewish high priest who was behind the crucifixion of Jesus, according to the Gospels of the New Testament. Alongside the finds, two Roman-era nails were found, one inside the box and one on the floor beside the ossuary. I think that's how you say it. In the first century, people were buried with items that they thought they needed in the afterlife, and believes Caiaphas was haunted by his decision to condemn Jesus to death, and so requested the iron companions. They think Caiaphas was buried with the nails. That is crazy. However, the nails were lost for almost 2 decades until Mr. Jacob investigated the case unsuccessfully, re-excavating the tomb. So instead, he attempted to retrace their journey during Amazon Prime's Decoding the Ancients. He said in 2004, if my hunch is right, and the Israeli archaeologists who were involved in the Caiaphas tomb suspected that the Roman nails found there had something to do with the crucifixion, maybe they sent them to Professor Herkowitz's lab at Tel Aviv University. Now he's a forensic anthropologist. He deals with bone and nails, but crucifixion is where bone meets nail. Okay, so then it says, Mr. So-and-so stated, it's the only example of two nails arriving together, and the fact that they are bent this way, would this be consistent with crucifixion? Dr. Hershkovitz then explained, it could be. If you put the nail through the palm of the hand, you can easily free the hand. But if you put the nail through the palm of the hand, then stick it to the wood by bending the nail, the palm of the hands are attached to the crossbar. Now, I've always heard that it was through the wrist because they needed the weight on the bone. I'm assuming whether it's the palm or the wrist, they mean you have to bend it on the back, which is horrible. The fact that they are bent is more consistent with crucifixion than if they were straight. So them being bent even leans more towards the fact that they are part of crucifixion and they were with Caiaphas. Now, it'd be crazy if he buried himself with these nails. Anyway, let's go back. Okay, last part I'll read is the Caiaphas nails were found in a specific chemical setting with one outside the limestone ossuaries and one inside the ossuary. If these are the Caiaphas nails, one should have a heavy limestone deposit collected from inside the ossuary, and one should be limestone free since it was found outside the ossuary. Dr. Hershkovitz added, there are remnants of lime on one of the nails. That's what most ossuaries are made of, so lime. And Professor Herkowitz found the nails were consistent with the only crucifixion nails found anywhere in the world, which is also located in his lab. The narrator of the series concluded by stating, it seems there are the missing nails, the nails which came from Jesus's cross. That is crazy. I just think it's kind of interesting that right now so many things are being unearthed, like so many biblical discoveries. And many channels, I know Watchman on the Wall Chad, he's done many videos with regards to lots of recent discoveries. So some other cool recent finds. I just found this article that says 10 exciting discoveries in biblical archaeology in 2018. So yeah, I'm sure there's more stuff found in 2019. There definitely was things uncovered. But yeah, I just found this this is a whole year's worth of findings, and it seems that there's just more and more being unearthed recently, which would point to the soon return of the Lord, because more people can believe to prove that this stuff is real. Like, it's just kind of an influx of archaeological finds recently. So number 10 is the evidence for the Exodus. New discoveries support biblical account. Instead of how Exodus and Joshua described the Israelite escaping Egypt, crossing the Jordan River, and conquering the land, many contend they were already part of an indigenous population in Canaan. A recent discovery, however, provides physical evidence to support the biblical account. So it's just more and more evidence to prove this is all real in the end days. I feel like that's just pretty amazing support of the Exodus. And then number 9, lost sight of Jesus feeding the multitude discovered. While they didn't find any baskets of food, archaeologists believe they have evidence to reveal the location of one of Jesus' most famous miracles. According to the Jerusalem Post, a group of 20 archaeologists connected with Hebrew Union College in Jerusalem uncovered what they assert is the ancient city of Bethsaida. So these are places that are biblical cities that a lot up until now were not proven were real, as it is known in the New Testament, or Zer, as it was called in the Old Testament. I mean, that's amazing. They found Bethsaida. Like, there's so many times when, scholars are like, this couldn't have happened. The Bible's not true because this never existed. This population never existed. This city never existed. And then they uncover it. So the mockers and the scoffers are getting silenced. Number 8, tiny stone helps confirm and clarify Bible. Archaeologists discovery of a small weight from the period of Israel's monarchy helps confirm the Old Testament system of weights and the existence of Solomon's temple. Two professors say a beka, a stone weight equivalent to about 1/5 of an ounce, was discovered by archaeologists. It's funny, a beka is the name of the homeschool program I use for my kids. With the Israeli Antiquities Authority in dirt. Sorry, I lost my place. Taken several years ago from under Jerusalem's western wall. The Times of Israel reported on November 21st. So finding that little stone weight was proof. And it was found under the western wall. So I guess that was another thing that they were trying to doubt, that if these terms in the Bible were really real, like when they I guess named a stone as a beka, being how they measured things. So that's just, it's just more proof. So number 7, explosive biblical manuscript. When Mount Vesuvius erupted in AD 79, the volcano covered the ancient cities of Pompeii. I just studied this with my kids yesterday. That's so funny. Pompeii and Herculaneum. In the buried city of Herculaneum, archaeologists discovered a library in the 1700s, the only intact library of the ancient world. Wow. Scholars say it may include early Christian writings, even the first reference to Jesus, according to 60 Minutes. Whoa. But the scrolls contained in it were so damaged by the heat that no one could open them. However, new computer scanning methods may be able to reveal what is beneath the charred outsiders. Am I saying that right? Yeah. Outsides. I can't read because I'm reading so tiny writing. Sorry, guys. But anyway, that's amazing. That's just crazy. Number 6, new evidence supports biblical account of Davidic kingdom. What may look like simple pieces of broken pottery to most paints a picture to archaeologist Gabriel Barke that resembles the ancient kingdom of Israel ruled by David. Wow. So little bro, I didn't take a snapshot of the whole article, but that's just amazing. That's number 6, little piece of pottery, show the kingdom of David, ruled by David. Wow. Number 5, sculpted head thought to be biblical character found in Israel. Students of scripture know that King Saul was a tall man and that David had a ruddy appearance. Outside of sparse physical description like these found in the Bible, much about the appearance of biblical figures is left to the reader's imagination. But thanks to new archaeology find at the site of Tel Abel Beth Makkah in Israel, people may now get to look into the face of one of the Bible's kings. Wow. So they found a sculpted head. That would be so cool. Okay, now I need to look more about that article. Number 4, ancient biblical coins discovered. They're only 7 millimeters wide, but these coins are a big find. The Temple Mount Sifting Project recently discovered 5 rare coins dating from the 4th century BC. This doubles the number unearthed, doubles in 2018. It doubles it so far and provides some of the earliest evidence of Jewish coin minting in Israel. According to the Times of Israel, the coins come from around the period of the time described in Ezra and Nehemiah. And this discovery is being doubled this last year. Number 3, did naked mole rats prove the existence of King David? Naked mole rats don't show up in any biblical prophecy, but they may have played a role in the significant discovery in biblical archaeology. In recent years, skeptics have denied that King David existed and that a United Kingdom of Israel became a regional power during his reign. Previously, a rock discovered in 1993 containing an inscription about the House of David was one of the few tangible extra-biblical evidences for David. Okay, so I did not get a full clip of this. I'll post a link to the article that I'm getting this from in the description box because I didn't get the full screenshot of this article. So apparently naked mole rats have something to do with it. I don't know how they deny that King David was around with so much, history about him. But anyway, okay, so number 2, ISIS accidentally corroborates the Bible. Previously, archaeological terms stopped digging under certain sites in Iraq, such as the traditional tomb of Jonah, the prophet, for fear of destroying them. When ISIS fighters took over Mosul and other Iraqi areas in 2014, they had no such qualms. They demolished the tomb of Jonah, and dug tunnels looking for buried treasure or artifacts they could sell to finance their terrorist operations, according to the UK Telegraph. Oh, wow. So that's kind of interesting that they didn't have more reverence for the tombs, which I find strange because the historical biblical characters they are supposed to acknowledge them as well. But anyway, so the article goes on. It says, once the Iraqi army rooted out ISIS earlier this year, archaeologists began checking the historic sites to see how much damage had been done. They made some startling discoveries. Tunnels dug by the terrorist group revealed a previously untouched Assyrian palace in the ancient city of Nineveh, and several inscriptions that corroborate biblical accounts. So basically, by them rummaging through what the enemy means for harm, God will use for good in his glory. I'm paraphrasing that verse, but that sure happened there. So number 1 is archaeologists may have found the prophet Isaiah's signature. Whoa. This is cool that we're going to be eating with them soon. These prophets, soon, we're going to be at the supper, the wedding supper of the Lamb with these guys. We'll know what David was looking ruddy. And yeah, anyway, so crazy in Isaiah here. According to National Geographic, the clay seal or Bula was one of the 34 found during a 2009 excavation by Mazar. Because the seal is broken, the text contains the Hebrew name of Isaiah, Yeshayahu, followed by the word Navi. If the Hebrew letter Aleph, originally followed NVY, then it would be translated belonging to Isaiah the prophet. Whoa, that's cool. So when you put the words together and you try to, I guess how they said, if, it says the Hebrew name Isaiah followed by the word NVY, and then if the Hebrew letter Aleph originally followed NVY, then it means belonging to Isaiah the prophet. That's crazy, meaning whatever they found. So it said it was a clay seal. And that because the seal is broken, the text contains. Interesting. So it's like he sealed something, he signed it with possibly his signature, belonging to Isaiah the prophet. That is so crazy. And then I found this article by Fox News, funny enough. It says rare ancient treasuries. This was in April 2019, bearing biblical names discovered in Jerusalem's city of David. So they're even reporting on finding amazing stuff. And it's funny that they say city of David when many skeptics don't even believe he was a real person or he ever ruled. But anyway, let's get into the article. Okay, it says archaeologists in Israel have discovered a rare clay seal marked and a 2,600-year-old stone stamp bearing biblical names amid the ruins of a building destroyed by the ancient Babylonians. The amazing finds, which date to the First Temple period, were made in Jerusalem's famous city of David. The artifacts were discovered in the remains of the structure raised in the 16th century BC, likely during the Babylonian destruction of Jerusalem in 586 BC, according to experts. In a statement, Professor Yuval Gadot of Tel Aviv University and the Israel Antiquities Authority, which oversaw the dig, said charred pottery shards were found in the building, indicating that the seal marked the stamp survived a major fire. Both artifacts feature ancient Hebrew script. It says archaeologists shed new light on biblical site linked to the Ark of the Covenant. These artifacts attest to the highly developed system of administration in the Kingdom of Judah and add considerable information to our understanding of the economic status of Jerusalem and its administrative system during the First Temple period. That's crazy. As well as personal information about the king's closest officials and administrators who lived and worked in the city, said Professor Gadot of Tel Aviv University and Dr. Yiftah Shayev of the Israeli Antiquities Authority in the statement. And it said there was other things that they found in there. It said the first time the word Jerusalem was ever found written, they found in this archaeological dig and discovery. The first time the full word Jerusalem was ever found historically, the first record of it was found in this. This was all just in 2018. This one might have been 2019. This one was a bit newer. But so what I'm saying is the last couple of years, I mean, it has just been one thing after the next. And then just the nails, finding those nails. I mean, no one knows 100% for sure, but the way they were bent and that they were with, Caiaphas, who was the one who, was feeling guilty about doing that to Jesus, like that they were apparently like buried with his tomb. Like that's just amazing. So who knows? But again, there's so much things being unearthed very recently, and some of the coins have doubled, I think they said, in the amount they've found, in just this last year. So I thought that was really interesting, uplifting, and just really cool. So again, you're down, you can think about the fact that we will be at the wedding supper with these people, these biblical figures, with King David, with, like I said, Isaiah, like I was reading about just there, and just all these amazing figures that you hear so much about that you're like, what did they look like? What were they like? And all this kind of stuff. Like we're going to be hanging out with them forever. So just, comfort yourself with that. And I thought it was interesting. So hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, have a super blessed day or evening. God bless and shalom.